beautiful soul YouTube family. Welcome. But this morning I was doing something really interesting. I was listening to interviews, actor on actor, and actors talking to one another. Lately I have been enthralled by how movies are created, the creativity behind them, what's involved, the research, and I just get so involved on my computer with my headphones on, listening to actors explain how they get to a certain role, how they get involved in it, and it's amazing. Not to forget to mention the props, the clothing, the makeup. I love all of it. Absolutely love all of it. And I could literally sit in my chair, as my husband said, you would be happy sitting behind that computer all day. Not really, but if I got so soaked into what was going on, I could do that. Because I go off in another world. Speaking of another world, I was getting creative this morning, and I created my Art Deco look, which I wanted to do today. But yeah, I'm going to give you a quick shot of what it's going to look like, but I'm not going to hold it up on the screen because I don't want anybody to take my idea. So this is it. I did it all on paper, and I'm setting it aside over here because when I get a real chunk of time, like 4 or 5 hours with nobody here, I'm going to do that next. And it's actually, what I'm doing is I'm incorporating metaphysical, physical, and spiritual into the Art Deco look. I'm not going to tell you the movie or the movies that I've been binge watching, a series, and I've watched it over and over and over, where I can almost verbatim, I already know all of the lines. But every single time I rewatched the series, I saw something I didn't see before. And what that says to me is that our society has gone crazed because they want to be entertained so much that they miss the fine details of movies. They miss the fine details when people are talking. And you know, I understand that everybody's brain works differently, but we all have the capacity to bring ourselves in and focus. We all have that capacity. Even people that have focus issues, meditation is the way to do this. It is the way to do this. And boy, can you imagine if we got the whole entire world to learn how to meditate properly? What would happen? I mean, these people that are in power and are greedy and, you know, think they run everything, they would get snuffed out, because all of the conscious people would be one accord, and it would be like, you know, yeah, did you see this? Did you see that? Did you notice this? Did you observe that? And everybody would be like, that. No, that's not going to happen. We're not going to allow that to happen. And, you know, our planet would get cleaned up. Everybody would have enough to eat. Everybody would have enough to drink. The water, the oceans, everything would get purified. When you think about what the planet was made for and designed for, it wasn't so that a few people at the top would have everything and all the other people at the bottom, 98%, would have nothing. So I'm like on a mission here. I'm on a mission. I can't handle it in my own brain to see that so many people have so much. Like, you know what really drives me insane? When celebrities have to have a house in 5 or 6 different countries. And 70% of the time, it's not being occupied. Or maybe even 80% of the time, it's not being occupied. You know, because you can only live in one house at a time, okay? Yes, it's their money. They can do whatever the freak they want with it. But to me, I look at it like that's unnecessary. If I go to the store and I buy a dozen eggs, because I need a dozen eggs, why do I need 12 dozen? I just need that 1 dozen eggs, maybe 2 dozen. But from an outsider looking in, it's easy to pinpoint when they start to go off track and not be the people that you thought that they would be in the very beginning. Something happens. It's like, check your ego, okay? Check who you are. I will not ever be something I'm not, ever. You can be sure of that. Now, this particular foundation is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. And it's oil-free, undetectable, medium to full coverage. This oil-free foundation masterfully diffuses the line between makeup and skin. Coverage is so undetectable and skin is so naturally flawless, they'll think you were born this way. 100% reported that this foundation blurred their imperfections. 100% said that this foundation made their skin look absolutely perfect. And 97% said that this foundation provided natural coverage. So I got the color Sand, which, as I've mentioned before, it seems to be across the board my color. I have 4 foundations in the color Sand, and they all work so well with my skin. Even the sand that I have that's a little lighter, because most of them are around the same color, the same skin tone. I was watching some of my older videos because I had the window in front of me, so you guys could see every single wrinkle, every single dark circle, every single imperfection. And I found it very interesting that when I came into this space and started doing my makeup under these lights, I looked 10 years younger. So do not be pulled into this influencer look. It's not true to life. And when you go outside, you are going to see wrinkles if you have wrinkles. You are going to see that there might be a little bit of settling and things like that. But you want to feel confident and you want to feel better. Isn't that the whole point of putting on makeup? Otherwise, who cares, right? I think that it's empowering to take that kind of care with yourself. I love frosted glass bottles. My Laura Geller has a frosted glass bottle. It's just chic. It's chic, right? Packaging is a statement, right? Think of frosted glass. When you look through frosted glass, what do you see? You see images. You don't see all the imperfections. It's a statement. It's a great statement. All right, let's see how many pumps I can get here. 1, 2. I usually start with 2. And yowza, yowza, that looks like it's going to be dark. All right, well, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Down to Junior's farm and on and on. Today, basically, this is me just chatting with you all, giving you my assessment on the Born This Way foundation, which a lot of you, I mean, it's passé. For influencers, it's passé, right? I mean, they're jumping on the first thing that comes out of the gate, like, see, I haven't been taking all of my hair and bringing it over because this gets kinky. This gets kinky. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to dot this on like Wayne would do. I love Wayne. I just think he's a nice person. Okay, so I don't know. You know, I read people. That's just what I do. It's like it's natural. I can't stop it. I can't help it. I've been dying to do a soul aura of a celebrity. I've been dying to. The first person that I wanted, you know, several years ago, I'm going back probably 6 years, I think 6 years ago, I wanted to do a soul aura of Katy Perry. I didn't know a whole lot about Katy Perry, really, because I wasn't really into, you know, I just knew about her music. I watched a couple interviews with her. But soul auras are different. A celebrity can sit in front of a camera and they can talk about themselves, but the soul knows. And the soul will bring out things that someone doesn't even know. Like not even your best friend would know. That you haven't even talked about. That's what a soul aura is. Like, you know, when I used to do the fairs and the one-on-ones with people, and I would do their aura colors, their soul aura colors, and then I would start talking about each color, and then I would get different insignias and different light language images and things like that. And I would just talk. I just talk. It's like talk therapy. I would just talk. And because when I use my hands and I talk at the same time, I connect both sides of my brain into one. And that's how I can see. Well, as I'm talking, the person would stop me and say, "How did you know that? Nobody knows this. Nobody knows this about my husband, or nobody knows this happened to me as a child, or nobody even my closest friend, because the soul knows." And that's how. So I've been dying to do a soul aura of a celebrity. I'm doing another pump, believe it or not. Like, I put this on and it is very skin-like. Didn't go under my eyes with it. It's still, it's like a tiny bit tacky. But it did blend pretty good into my neck. So I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more. People are like, why don't you just do it? I mean, just get a picture, because I can do it from pictures too. just get a picture and just create the picture and do the soul aura and then explain it. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. You do not disrespectfully go into someone's soul and explain it. That is like, that's crossing a boundary. That's like rape. That is energy rape. You do not do that. I would be so upset if somebody did that to me. It's like, you know, when you have a friend and they go to you and they bare their soul. That's their choice. That's their decision. That's not for some, you know, energy person to say that they're going to do this because it's going to make them famous or something. You know, it's a violation. And I have, you know, a really hard time with that. I have a hard time with people violating my space, getting too close into my auric field without my permission. And somebody said to me, well, when you're walking down the street, anybody can get into your auric field. And I said, no, they can't. Not if I don't allow them. No, that's not true. I allow people in that I want in. And even if I tell my story, I'm still not letting everybody know everything. Okay, I went over my eye because I want this to look uniform. And I am going to put on some of the Nattasha Denona concealer that I can't freaking stop talking about. Like, it's bad. Okay. I still have a tiny little bit of that left. So I would say probably 2 really full pumps would do it. And let me give you a close-up consensus. All right. Now, this is for mature skin. This on a 25-year-old, even a 30-year-old would look amazing. Okay, but once I started to hit about 38, 40, I started to really notice my wrinkles. So I'm looking at my eyelid right now. And yes, there is some creasing. But I'm telling you, this is a 20-time magnifying mirror. And if I can see it in the 20-time magnifying mirror, you guys cannot see it in real time. If I go to my 10-time magnifying mirror, I can't see a dang thing. Oh, love to love you, baby. Oh, love to love you, baby. Okay. I like it. I feel like it does need to be set down though. It's a little sticky. Not sticky. It's, oh, I found a fan. I found a fan that hangs around my neck. It's still in the packaging. I don't remember where I got it and how I got it. I should take it in here and use it to dry down my makeup. All right, so let's do some Nattasha. And I'm just going to put this in my trough line. Oh, speaking of this, I've got to tell you, this isn't gossip. I mean, if somebody puts something out in the open for everybody to see, it's not gossip. Supposedly, yesterday, Michaela, she's like, all you have to do is type Michaela on Google and she shows up at the top of Google. She's like this very famous influencer. TikTok made her famous. She got married yesterday. And so I noticed that on some of my TikTok notifications or whatever, there were little, there were, you know, if I typed in Michaela, because I knew she was getting married, doing that, I just usually go in and watch her makeup tips and things like that. Well, she got married yesterday. And there were people that were invited to go to the wedding. And they were like, getting ready for Michaela's wedding. I'm so excited because they were there. They were down there in Rhode Island. She got married, apparently. You know, she's from Massachusetts. But she ended up inviting people, and they were like putting it up all over the place. You know, oh, I'm so excited. I'm doing my makeup for Michaela's wedding today, and these are my nails, and this is my dress, and these are my shoes, and I'm wearing these earrings, and it was fun to watch, you know. But I'm watching people put their makeup on, and I'm like, holy crap. How in the world can they get away with putting concealer all the way over here, all the way down here, all the way out here, then putting it also on their chin, around their nose, up all over their forehead after they've put on their foundation, and have it, I mean, their skin would have to be perfectly flawless. There would have to be absolutely no wrinkles, no anything on their face in order for them to be able to get away with doing that. Because if you have wrinkles, you can't do that. I just don't get it. But yeah, that's how they were putting them in. And then it was the bronzer, you know, the bronze here, 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 the bronze here. After they put on the concealer here, the concealer here, the concealer here, that is so freaking much makeup. Like, I'm not even going to use my sponge because I didn't wet it. Well, I can wet it. I can use my Mario and wet it. Let me do that. This is completely clean. I haven't used it. Let me just wet it a little bit with my... This stuff is amazing. I'm telling you, I love that stuff. Now, the Born This Way foundation has coconut water in it. I can drink coconut water. I've never put it on my skin. So far, it's not itching. So I think I'll be fine with just the coconut water. But coconut oil, can't do. No can do. Don't care what anybody says about it. Find me an alternative. Olive oil. Whatever happened to olive oil? Olive oil is really good for your skin. Eating olives is really good for you. Think of the Mediterranean diet, for goodness sakes. No, there's always going to be some kind of trend. Eggs are good for you. Eggs are bad for you. Eggs are good for you. Eggs are bad for you. Now we've got the carnivore diet. Don't eat any red meat. No, not supposed to eat any red meat. Only, one time a week. And now it's like the carnivore diet. The carnivore diet is getting all this recognition. Well, what are you going to eat on a carnivore diet? Just chicken? Just turkey? I mean, there's steak, there's ham, there's pork chops, there's hamburger. And it just boggles my mind, okay? Boggles my mind. I'm at the point where I'm going to eat what I want. I'm going to be who I want. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to be who I am. And that's that. Okay, I want to use a color that will match my sundress. It's not a sleeveless sundress. It's really a cute little dress. It has pockets, which I love. They should make more women's dresses with pockets. I'm sorry, suits that should have pockets, dresses that should have pockets. Come on, you mean to tell me a designer can't figure out how to put a pocket in without making it like where you could see it? We want pockets. Okay, maybe we don't always, if we're walking, to go into down the street to go into some shops, we don't want to be lugging around this bag on our shoulders. Maybe we would like a pocket to put our card in, and some tissues and lip balm and whatever. All right, and if your makeup is good, you're not going to have to keep reapplying it every 5 minutes. So this color here is called Lure, and I think that would be a good match for over my eye. And then the next color that I'm going to use, it's between these two colors, like for the base. This is Hunt, and this is Entice. I think I'm going to use Hunt today because I've already used Entice. So let's put on some eyeshadow. And I'll put on my blush, and I'll do everything else off camera. All right, Hunt. Yeah, so if you're a celebrity watching, oh, this is going to be one freaking long video because I can't keep my mouth shut. I've got a pet peeve. I have got a pet peeve. And the pet peeve is not about this celebrity in particular, because I really like the celebrity a lot. As a matter of fact, there's a couple of them that I really like. I don't care about their personal life. I don't care about any of that. Well, these two celebrities in particular, one of them is a celebrity turned influencer. I mean, this celebrity has, millions of views now. Trying out makeup, doing shorts of makeup. And I'm like, why do you need that? You're a celebrity already. Give it to somebody else that's not, wasn't on TV or wasn't in a reality show. Now, I really like this person because I used to watch the reality show. I watched it for like 2 straight years. And then every Sunday, because we had kids, my husband and I, and, if it was a rainy Sunday, I'd come upstairs because he didn't like it. And I would watch the reality show, and I'd binge watch all the reruns. And I'm like, why, that's what people are attracted to. They're attracted to celebrity status. And there are some really great content creators out there, and they don't have celebrity status. They're really good at what they do. So that's just a little pet peeve of mine. It's got nothing to do with the person because I really like her. And I liked her on the reality show. Okay, I just did this color right here, which is called Obscure, under my eyebrow. All right, now I'm going to go back with the same brush because I'm doing light to dark. And I'm going to use this color Lure. And, I just can't say enough about my Wet n Wild brushes for 99 cents. They just work for me so much. I'm going to take that Lure, and I'm going to do the same thing I did like with the blue in my last video, and I'm just going to drag it across the top of my eyelid, swirl it in a little bit, since I like this color, I'm going to bring it all the way over to here and do my lid. But I've been angling my eyeshadow up. I think I'm going to use my credit card because this is a really pretty color. All right, so I'm going to go from here to here. I like that. That looks pretty. Okay, now I'm going to do the other eye. I'm going to have to edit so much out of this video because it's going to be way too long. There, that's better. That's better. Okay, now I'm going to take this brush right here, and I'm just going to gently brush the brown under my eyes. I don't want to mess up this nice crisp line on either side here. Oh, I'm always getting makeup on my face. Okay, that's very soft. I like it. I like it. All right, and the last thing that I'm going to do is take a clean Wet n Wild brush, and I'm just going to go back and I'm just going to blend from above the sharp line over. And you know, when I first started doing my videos, I just kind of put my makeup on the way I did it every day. I wasn't into the blending and all of that. I just tried to make it look good. But the blending is nice. I'm not a person that over blends. I'm not. I don't think it's necessary. Okay, I'm going to put on some blush. I'm going to go with the LYS because this color is called Confident because it has almost a brown, it's more of an earth color to match my dress. And then I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to finish up my eye look. And we're going to call it a day, my beautiful soul YouTube family. I'm going to put a little on my nose. Okay, I'm just going to tap that in. I'm just going to brush it in. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, friends, this is the finished look. I decided to go with a forest green or emerald green eyeshadow around my eye as an eyeliner and add a little bit of white on my waterline and in my corners. And I used my new Too Faced Cocoa Bold color in Ganache. And I used the Charlotte Tilbury. I've had this for a while now. I use the Charlotte Tilbury Duo highlighter and bronzer. I looked at this bronzer and I said, that's not even going to show up on my skin. And look at, sure did. So I love this. I love this. When this is all gone, I'm probably going to replace it. It's so pretty. Absolutely love it. So yeah, so this is it. This is the final look. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I did a lot of chit-chatting. But you know, sometimes we just have some things that we want to say. And it's good to have a family that you can talk to and that they'll listen and they can say, yeah, I agree. Or maybe they'll bring something else to your attention. And okay, my beautiful friends, be well, be blessed, beautiful, because you are, because there is no one else on the planet like you. You are a creative, unique, individual human being that's on this planet for a reason, and I'm going to say it till the cows come home and here in New Hampshire. Okay? So, you take care, have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you on the flip side in another video. Bye-bye. You know I love you.